helping the new girl. The girls knew they liked her for her yellow hair. The boys were less conscious and would just sort of drift around her. After school, staying in the shade of the redwood trees out front, she would hop from rock to rock and they would follow her. It was the same urge they felt about other things presented to them, little collectibles, the possibility of possession. But the grown-ups saw things differently. So much could go wrong with the body or brain. It was hard to know which prospect was more frightening, being afflicted or encountering those who were. The supermarket employed a boy, well, that wasn't exactly true, he was probably close to middle age now, who would bag your groceries and offer to take them to your car. It was like a test. So if things went well, it would feel good, especially if your kids were there. A teaching moment. Shh, Jacob, we don't say retarded. It felt nice to be polite. The mothers strove to teach their children the pleasures of bestowing benevolence. But the children never acted in this spirit. They were at the mercy of unscrutinized reactions and impulses. Friendships were begun without ceremony. Sometimes the sweetest angels tried being mean just to know how it felt. They spoke with authority about matters they barely understood, faltering halfway through the telling. The fad this month was for rubber bracelets, which were already banned from school. In the afternoons, the sun was strong and the children rushed out of the double doors. The middle schoolers from up the hill would tumble down and mix with the younger kids, jittery and uproarious. To see two boys gyrating near the flagpole was only disconcerting to those parents who didn't know that dance move. If you could contain these things you see, contain them by comprehension or participation. Many of the mothers hadn't objected to the rubber bracelets because they'd had a hand in selecting. The new girl dressed like a child, i.e. not an imitation of adult styles. Old-fashioned pinafores, prim-collared dresses. Her mother was homely and carried herself with happy ignorance of the fact. This offended the other mothers. Occasionally there was a stain on her blouse. The mothers pointed out how much their child had taken a liking to her child. It amazed them, and they wanted to share their amazement. But this mother was like her daughter, impervious to compliment, oblivious of their charity. One mother who volunteered in the library couldn't help noticing how the new girl wouldn't check out books. Week after week, she left silent and empty-handed. So the mother decided to ask her about it, putting on her best mother's voice, saying, "Sweetheart." The exchange left her feeling no better about the new girl and no better about herself. Then she became decisive and the new girl was invited over to play. She was offered coffee cake, which she ate ungraciously. She didn't ask any curious questions or make any of the usual self-declarations. She didn't ask any questions. After the girls crept away, the mother picked up the new girl's glass, inspecting it for the print of her mouth. "Not a single drink," she said to herself, and poured it down the sink. Soon the children were slamming doors, laughing and screaming. The mother stood nearby to listen without being seen. Then the new girl went home and the house was theirs again. Something was left on the carpet in the hall, a remnant of the girl's game. At the sight of it, her daughter was reduced to hysterics. She held the toy before her to replenish her laughter when it threatened to fade. The mother wanted to rush at her. She imagined striking the child into silence to make her understand. Thank you.